What did you think of Deadpool 2, Cable?
No.
All right, got a funeral foam macchiato for Charles. This one's just hot and sad. One graveyard grind drip for Josh, or both. Somebody come get this.
You must be tired because you spelled your name wrong. Got him! Got him!
Oh, God.
He looked. He looked. He literally was like...
Oh, worse than that. And we're going to talk about that game in a second. Worse than that, though, God, I hate you. Yesterday, this guy that I've only been working with for a few months, and we really more talked about, because I told him I didn't know him, right, when I walked in, and it's like, look, I'm going to talk to you bluntly, because we don't know each other, and we've got to figure out the situation, and I don't see any other reason not to. And he agreed. So we talk about some of the deeper things that we go through at work, we're similar people and trying to fix problems and this and that and other. We don't really joke. And he's been looking for new work, and we've been talking about that because I've got a contract, and I'm like, look, I'm writing my contract out, and I'm affecting as much change as I can, but I'm not going to renew. It's just not for me. But he works there, so he's looking for, anyway, he goes, hey man, and we've been joking about, you can just go work at McDonald's, you go be a manager at McDonald's, make about the same, and maybe influence better. So he goes, what do you call it when you quit both companies and you work at McDonald's? I went, peace of mind, resting. No, you call it a Mick Fall. I'm like, I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. So, and I never saw it because it made me laugh because I did not see that coming from him. I was like, dude, that's the worst bad dad joke. Come on, man, you're killing me.
That will endear someone to you real quick with that terrible of a bad joke. You're like, ooh, cool mug.
Yeah, so it is actually. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit here. I've got my French press. I don't have to worry about using my big soup bowl. So the front has the front of Taz.
Oh, nice.
Which my wife is left-handed, so she gets. And this is her mug. She didn't drink coffee, but it's still her mug. And the back is the back of Taz.
Nice.
And I have no idea
left-handed people are the best-handed people, just so you know.
Oh, are you one of those who were dropped on their kid with
dropped on my kid? I was dropped on my kid as a head. Were you, dude, that's a shirt. Were you dropped on your kid as a head?
All right, I'm gonna make a note.
Were you dropped on your kid as a head? Oh my gosh! Charles just failed up so high. He's like, that's so good, dude.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Dude, that's going in a video too.
Your kid as a head.
Were you dropped on your kid as a head? No, but you were.
Oh my God. It's like Tommy Boy, did you eat paint chips as a kid? Yeah. Why?
No. Why?
My God. Doesn't hurt here. Just right here.
Oh my God, what happened to your face? Told you.
Yeah, God, love that movie so much.
Yes. Do you have the Holy Schnikes edition?
No.
I do.
Okay, I'll have to.
I also have a Funko Pop of Fat Guy in Little Coat.
I have. I looked down to see what I was wearing. I have the Van Gogh down by the river.
Yes.
Yeah, you've seen that one.
Yep.
I've seen you've got a Chris Farley shirt. That was one of the first times. One of the early times we were talking, and my wife had barely met you at Dragon Con or whatever. Man, I don't know what came up, but you and your shirt with Chris Farley as Tommy Boy, Fat Guy in a Little Coat shirt. Mm-hmm. Okay, you were wearing it. She goes, oh, no wonder y'all are friends. Since she saw that, I was like, yeah, because I've watched that movie. I don't know, way too many times. I had a few birthday cards with the deer in the back of the car, and
he's a legend.
Anyway,
he is a legend. R.I.P.
My God, dude. It was a few years after he died. I was working at an EMS station, and as people go through, they and back. I'm not saying it's not even that long ago. We had DVDs at the time, but EMS stations were notoriously cheap, so we had VCRs. in our old VCRs, and people were just leaving their movies behind to entertain yourself during the shift. And the Saturday Night Live Best of Chris Farley, because they did the best ofs for a while.
Yep.
That was there. And I watched it, and I'm just cracking up the whole time until it ends, and you're forced to remember he's dead again. And I was bawling. Bawling. I was like, God, man, he was. I don't know. I don't know how his career would have turned out. At this point in life, everybody can remember him as a legend and super funny. And now where we see where the world went, not saying he was this way, but God, it would have killed me if he'd been in like the hashtag Me Too movement or Epstein's Island or any of that crap. I don't think it would have been, but it would have killed me, right? It would have been.
The thing that's rough. The thing that's rough about him is when I heard Jim Brewer, actually, he was talking about when he did the Chippendale sketch.
Okay.
Which is one of his most iconic sketches, but like
right.
That wrecked him. Like, he did not like doing that. Like, he was very self-conscious, but he just was asking Jim, he was like, that was funny though, right? I mean, like, it was funny. And he's like, dude, you don't have to, like, you're just funny. You don't have to do these things that make you feel that way just to be funny. You're already funny. So that's really tough to hear. It was also when we saw Adam Sandler about a year and a half ago, I think he did a tribute song to Chris Farley and did this montage on the screens. Oh, that was rough.
Yeah. I watched all the interviews with David Spade, and that's how I found out that Chris Farley was originally Shrek. And they had like 2/3 of the movie done. And I've seen some of the clips. Yeah. They're hand-drawn clips, but his voiceover is like totally different world. And the world of Shrek we know is amazing. But just his one-offs are he was unique. I like, what's the other one that's kind of like a spiritual successor to Tommy Boy? It's where he's
Black Sheep?
Black Sheep, yeah. I like it only slightly less.
It's just, because David Spade said it's just, no. I want some peanut butter cups right about now. Woo! They basically said it was just a Tommy Boy remake, pretty much.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. So, I love him. Oh, did you know? Here's a fun fact. Maybe you know or you don't know. You know the show Better Call Saul, correct?
Yes.
Bob Odenkirk? Mm-hmm. You know he wrote the Van Down by the River.
No. I didn't know he wrote that sketch.
Yes, he was a writer on SNL, and I think they had done that at Groundlings or Second City. I think it was Second City. They did that character at Second City for years. Bob Odenkirk wrote it. And then when he was a writer in SNL and Chris Farley came on, and it was obviously very well worked out, and they knew the character and everything. And so I always thought that was amazing. Bob Odenkirk is infinitely talented.
My name. Oh, and then in the, I think it's SNL, is either 40 or 50. What was the latest SNL anniversary? Was it the 50? I'm not sure if it's in the latest one.
It would have to be 50.
45, but I think it might have been 45. But I lost your name till I had her name. Bridesmaids, the funniest one.
Melissa McCarthy?
Melissa McCarthy. She did the Matt Foley sketch. And it was just the best tribute ever.
I've never seen that.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to look it up after.
Bridesmaids is one of my favorite comedy movies of all time.
Oh, my God.
So good.
I loved it because it showed itself, like promoted itself as a standard rom-com, and it was anything but standard.
Right.
And it really spoke to people like us who, the rom-coms were fun, 24 Dresses or whatever the hell that was funny, and I like a good rom-com with my wife every once in a while, but it took it and just turned it on its head, and it was but then it got real with relationships and how people behave, and And all of that sink stuff was improv, I think.
Oh,
it was improv.
It's coming at me like hot lava.
Hot lava.
You know, I felt bad for Melissa McCarthy after that movie because she was obviously in a lot of stuff before that, but then after that, she said everyone wanted that character because it was just, she stole the freaking show with that character. And I love that her husband was in that movie too. He was the air marshal.
Yeah.
And then some of the
He's in a number of her movies.
Yeah, the thing at the end when they're on camera. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this heat coming from down here. Like, check that out. Like,
yeah, it's they're so they did a show where one of them's God and one of them's a regular human.
Was that on Netflix, right?
One season. Yeah, I think it was like a one season comedy. But it was one of the first times I saw them actively, like, over a season work together on things.
Yeah.
And then you see, man, I saw a clip of, like, whatever she came from, Groundlings or UCB or Second City, wherever it was. That's apparently where they met.
Yeah.
And there's these old recordings of them doing skits and whatever. And like, oh crap, you can see it then. I mean, they are matched. They are matched like nobody's business. So good. Oh hell, they said they were going to stay out all morning, and here they're pulling up like butt faces. That's fine. I'm
Who, your family?
Here right now. Yes. I was like, hey, what are you doing this morning? Like, oh, we got celebrity still. We got these things. Blah, blah, blah. Like, why? You go, why? Because I was like, well, I'm deciding if I want to record at the kitchen table or maybe go out to my studio. And I got in there gone this morning like, hey, you know what? I want to sit here and enjoy a cup of coffee at the little brown pill table and do that in peace. But no, it'll be fine.
Those butt faces. Were they dropped on their kid as a head?
All right. That's a, yeah. All right. So you asked about this coffee game. So I had this random thought as I was bored that night, and I'm looking for I have Apple One or whatever it is, because I was already paying for Spotify Family. So that I could have commercial-free music. Mm-hmm. And I used to do a lot of hosting karaoke and trivia and stuff, so I wanted ad-free music that I could play. And I just never kind of turned it off because it's affordable. It was like $20 a month, whatever. And I had my friends like, oh, Apple's, and we're all in the Apple ecosphere or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so she's like, oh, I really enjoy it more because of X, Y, Z. I'm like, all right, that sounds interesting. And I looked at it, and I was already paying $20 a month for Spotify for just music for the family. Mm-hmm. Apple, for their $25 a month for the family, got the music, the arcade, the TV, and other stuff I don't use, like Apple News and other stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I said. And I finally looked into it. So I have the arcade. So every once in a while, if I'm bored, I'll go look for Quality Fingers free, because I'll include in whatever. But the arcade, there's something I can download and try. And I'm like, oh, a coffee game. This could be interesting. I want to send it to Josh. We'll play a little bit. We'll talk about it on the show. Maybe it'll turn into something that we can do. No, dude, I don't even know if you opened it. It's the worst. It's one of these, because it's supposed to be like, put your store, build your store, you'll fund your store. This and then it's like, so it's a idle game, basically. Okay. And idle games are fine. I'm not going to yuck your yum, but it's not for me. I want to do something when I'm playing a game. I was like, okay, I built a store. I built an office down the street, put in an HR person, so we could hire people and this and other. I'm like, I'm building a business, Josh. It is so, you got to keep ending the day. And then basically you got to invest. You have to invest money, which is very expensive because it takes all your money. You don't get to say, I want to buy like 5 shares at $1,000. It says 0 or all the money you have in your bank account to invest. It's like, what the... It's horrible, dude.
Okay.
So you can delete. But the idea behind it was, who knows with our show and the way we do, if we could play a coffee game.
You didn't send me that link. You didn't send me a link to that, though.
What did I send you?
You just sent me a text about a thing we're going to, like a game we're going to do.
Oh, you're talking about that. That's not a game. That's more of a question, man. I need thoughts and prayers. THOT, thoughts and prayers.
You know what a thought? You know what a thought is, though, right?
Yeah, I did. It took me a second to get there. Here's a question.
Wait, it would be THOP though, not THOT. Did you say THOP?
That hoe over there is thought.
Right. Okay. I got you. Okay.
All right, Calvin, come on, catch up, bud.
No, I'm not Calvin.
Oh man.
We did this thing where we're picking things out of a hat. We're just trying to do a family top 10 movie list, which is the new pod out today. But speaking of Calvin, he did the most Gen Z thing ever. Like we had the names of the movies on paper, and I told him to cut them apart and put them in the hat. And I didn't give him any more direction than that, so he cut them apart like in thin, long strips of paper. He didn't cut out just the name and put them in there so it looked like straw in a hat. Didn't fold them up. So we're like in the video, like I show him, like this is how Gen Z does pick out of a hat, and it would look like paper straw.
Right,
dude. I'm like
short of straw.
I'm like, we're like picking it out, and it's like literally like you're putting your hand just in a pile of paper strips. I'm like, what the heck?
That's hilarious.
So I'm definitely not Calvin, but there's sometimes he says things that are so much smarter than I will ever be that I'm like, oh my god. So he balances it out.
There was something he said that was very funny. It pissed you off. I mean, maybe not really. Maybe leaned into the bit, but it was something.
He said that Back to the Future 2, he loves.
Oh, yeah.
He loves Back to the Future 1. He thinks it's a top 10 movie, but the rest of the trilogy is trash.
Yeah, he did. And I don't know if he intentionally was doing that to poke you or if he really believes it, but either way, the results were hilarious from an audience standpoint. Because I'm with you. Varying levels of appreciation. But
1 and 2... Back to the Future are both great. 3, take it or leave it. If you're a fan, you usually like it, but it's not your favorite. And that's where I stand. I think 3 is still good, but it's definitely not as good as 1 and 2. But 2 did not take a dive. 2 went up, in my opinion.
I liked 1. I really liked 2. I haven't watched 3 in a while, but I think 3 was kind of the weakest, but I still enjoyed it.
3 is the weakest.
You know, here's the thing. You get a flight of world-renowned coffees, the top 5 coffees in the world. Mm-hmm. One of them is going to be number 5. One of them is going to be number 1.
Sure.
So one of them's weaker than the others, but they're still the top 5 in the world, man. I mean, I don't understand why we have this harsh separation of it has to be I love it. If I don't love it 100%, if it's 99%, I hate it. You know, it's like, and that's not everybody. That's not always the kids either. And I don't mean just yours, mine too.
That's the way of the world though anymore, man. And that's we've got to be careful, like in real life, not to be like that, because it's true. If we hear someone say one thing anymore, like we are all of a sudden able to judge them completely and 100%. Like it's really scary.
Yeah, it is crazy. So
tell me about this question.
About your wife and about my wife.
Okay.
I truly had a moment the other day. I'm going to teach EMT school, and I'd worked here. I stay at home and work at home during the day on the days I go teach EMT school. So I've been out there all day. I only had a cup of coffee, had another 4 or 5 hours of teaching to go. I'm like, well, I'm going to make some coffee to go. And I'd eaten my dinner, and we're playing through for the 3rd or 4th time, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. And we're at the point of the game we always get to where we're basically ready to beat the game, but we haven't collected everything. And we never collect everything. And we found with Breath of the Wild, if we beat the game, it just kind of takes the energy out of it. Like as long as that's still pending, and we haven't beat the game, we're still actively willing to search for stuff. So I found this interactive map to help her find Koroks and different crazy little things in the world. And so I will mark stuff on the game for her to do that. And I'm starting to get up to go make my coffee. Or actually I had it going, whatever, made the water, and I was getting ready to go. And she's like, you need to mark stuff for me. I'm like, girl, I sat here for 20 minutes. I could have been marking it there. And she gave me that puppy dog eyes. I'm like, fine. So, but when the kettle goes off, I need you to make my coffee because I'm doing this for you, right?
Oh no!
I heard the click, and she goes, I look over. Josh, she did not wait 40 seconds for the bloom to bloom, my friend. She just poured straight in, man. And I was like, I was like, dude, I look over, like, I jerked and I almost said something to my phone. And I picked up my phone and texted you. What would you do if your wife made your coffee wrong? It was funny. Oh my God. It really triggered me for a second.
Man, I'm trying to. So listen, I will say right now, Rachel wouldn't even attempt because she knows how particular I am. I don't think she would even attempt it. But I think if she did and she got it wrong, I would taste it and be like, huh, funny. Does this come with a business card for a divorce lawyer or anything? Yeah, or like, what's going on here?
I cannot make divorce jokes anymore now due to reasons. That's another show, another time. But yeah, I was like, man, I know we've been together 26 years, and I've only known you for maybe 6 months, but I'm so ingrained in this coffee culture that immediately I was like, what are you doing, woman?
I might come over to the carafe or whatever kind, if you're making pour over or whatever, and take it and just go straight to the sink and dump it in there, like with eye contact, and be like, yeah, I saw a bug. And then, and that would be, that would be the best way, maybe.
You know, would be a little more aggressive and look at her like, do better.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get out of this with, you know, I want the rest of the night. I want the rest of the night to go well, if you know what I'm saying. So I might be like, hey, are you interested in coffee? Because you have this first one. I'll make another one. You know, something like that.
That's a marriage rookie right there. Still hoping for the night to go well. I was like, but we get more pleasure out of sparring with each other sometimes.
Yeah. I'm no marriage rookie. I've been married for 21 years. That's how I've done it.
Get to 26 and talk to me, babe. So
what's different? Tell me one thing that's different in that 5 years.
Well, she absolutely attempted to do the coffee and poured it wrong. That's one, Josh. That's one.
You guys have almost gotten into your like senior citizen marriage where you're gonna beat the shit out of each other and everyone's gonna be fine.
And everybody be fine. No marks.
Where like Rachel sent me this video the other day of this old woman and old man. They've been married for like 60 years, and they asked the woman, like, you know, have you ever thought of divorce? She's like, no. How could you ask that? Yeah. She's like, but I have thought about murder every day for like the last 60 years.
Yeah,
what?
She mentioned that one on the show. I think it was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm like, that's okay. Wow, that makes me scared.
You need a hand, lady?
Nope.
Okay.
Heard you suck at making coffee.
Full of groceries. No, it's okay.
I don't need that kind of hand either.
No, she didn't need that kind of hand either. But
have you ever heard of a kettle, or is that foreign to you, or?
No, in all truthfulness, so this is a 3-part French press, right?
Yep.
It's got the press, but the carafe is glass and it will rotate and come out.
Okay.
And I was telling her about it. She's like, yeah, nope, I'm not doing that. I think I'm gonna break your system. I'm not worrying. I'm not touching it, which I get. But it's like,
yeah. Plus, the cool thing is right now at our house we still have the automated coffee machine, which is pretty great, and it has you can save your like favorites. So if I wanted her to make coffee, she could actually go and hit one of my favorites and probably do it pretty well. I do want to get a pour over. I want to get a pour over set up for like Saturdays and Sundays, you know, just because it's a very chill experience, you know, like making pour over is really nice. I like that.
Well, the next time I sit at the kitchen table, I might make one for you again, just so you can see it. Live vicariously.
I really keep wanting to grab this coffee mug off the table. It looks so beautiful and like HD.
Yeah.
I just want to grab it and drink it.
There's some slight difference between that table and my actual kitchen table. Like mine is butcher block, like that,
Okay.
but it is a lighter tan. And of course, it didn't have our logo emblazoned in it. But I do like the darker grain woods personally.
Why not? Why don't you have our logo in it? Are you just lazy or what's
I don't
like
have
happening?
the talent. I'm waiting for Josh, the artist, to come by the house and put him to work with a wood burner to engrave all that whatever. I don't know how you do that.
Everything I do is digital. Like you don't want fire in my hand. That's
Yeah, I could put a little tiny Leco projector above and just project the logo down on the table all the time.
Give me like a pen and paper, but maybe pen and paper. I don't know. So, jeez, trying to think, dude. You know what's been crazy lately at our Whole Foods when we're trying to buy coffee? They only have one brand we could buy because they're the only ones that the roast date is anywhere near acceptable. But
Okay.
there's these other great brands, like there's a brand I love called Perk. But man, the roast dates are like January of this year. I mean, like what? I won't buy it unless it's like just around 2 weeks. Like, I'm
I
pretty
hear
I'm pretty anal about that. But all they have is, but it's just counterculture. And I'm wondering if that's like the only one that Whole Foods sells. And then if you go to like Fresh Market, any of the coffee they sell, they don't even have the dates on there. And I just,
Yeah.
I can't stand that.
So what I'm drinking this morning is the Lover's Brew that I roasted back in January.
Okay.
Yeah, when we went, of course, we roasted it, and I know, the roasting dates and all that. And honestly, it still tastes 1,000% better than the Starbucks I just ran through.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty easy. I actually for that video that we made where we were doing the Slipknot song, I actually bought a cup of Starbucks so I could get a cup. And I thought about it afterwards. I think the girl would have just gave me a cup. I don't know if I had to buy it, but I literally just threw the coffee away. I didn't even take a sip of it.
But you see, I love the acting part is you had something in your cup. Why didn't you make water? Why didn't you just put water?
No. For the video, it's just a cup. So
That's right. It's just a cup. You see it.
Yeah, because I wanted to be able to use it as a Starbucks cup as a microphone. Seems like the perfect thing for a rich white dude to use. Like that's what they would use as a microphone. But I felt like I had to buy something, so I was like, just give me a grande coffee and can I have an extra cup? And she's like, sure. It's like, oh, I could have just got the cup. I'm too much of a rule follower.
Yeah, and this is where I think I'm more religious about I'm a caffeinite. I am more religious about coffee than, I know, I'm workshopping it. I'm trying to figure out what our fans would be.
Coffee?
Oh, that's a good one. Coffee-in? I mean, I thought for Brown Little Pill, I thought brownie, but that might not go over well.
I don't think we could call ourselves that.
I don't think we could. I got my brown card? No.
Nope.
Anyway, I would never. It's so painful to me to pour out any coffee. I have to consider it not coffee, like instant, or you just don't know what you're doing, or I just won't pour out the coffee. I would have drank that coffee, man. Not only did I pay for it, it is drinkable. It is not your preferred choice, but it's.
No.
I'll pray for you, my son.
No, I think I actually heard Satan inside of the cup speaking to me. So I was like, no. I poured it out. I was like, I don't want to hear that voice. You're a bad man. You're a bad man.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. We'll figure out a name for our fans. We have a coffee-in, caffeinite,
The little
espresso nation.
brown pills, they would be beans. Wouldn't they just be beans?
There are little beans.
Our little beans!
Then when we meet them, we're going to flick them.
No, we would never flick our beans. It would never
See,
do
that
that.
is not my fault. My daughter's all offended at me. It's not my fault that you know what that means. I told you to stay off the internet. Told you to stay off the internet. I did not teach you that. Hey, go away. I'm recording the show. These people, am I right? These fucking people.
Speaking, here's a movie y'all should watch as a family, since I think that you guys are a similar type family to ours. You should watch a movie called Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage.
Is that the one where he's the professor?
Yes.
I do want to see it. My wife will not watch that. She's like, hell no. I don't know. Just something about it is so a little off for her. She's like, nope.
No,
she's
you
about
should...
50-50 on Nicolas Cage. I'm all in on Nicky. When Nicky was bankrupt, I offered him every week on my show. I offered him he could sleep on my couch every week on my show. That's how I'd sign off. And Nicky, you can sleep on my couch, bud. I got you.
There's one scene in there that he deserves like the biggest and best Oscar for ever. It's the most awkward thing possibly ever. It's funny too, though. I mean, you guys should check it out. I think you would like it.
I mean, it's on my list. I mean to, because I wanted to when I saw the previews. And I do. Now, here's the thing. I've had to teach my daughter. You can't just rely on a brand name. And A24 has made a great name for themselves. Their movies are different. Their movies are could be considered quirky at some point.
Avant-garde.
Not in a way that's where. Yeah, there you go. A little avant-garde, but with modern sensibilities.
Yep.
I do like a lot of their movies. But because it was them and it was Nicolas Cage and the premise is interesting, I wanted to watch it. And then I listened to the show that your kids were on at DragonCon last year, Wait You Haven't Seen. And he did the breakdown of it. And I still want to check it out. It's going to be interesting.
It'll be a movie that you will probably never watch again. But while you're watching it, you will be wanting to know what's going on. And whoever you watch it with, you will be having great discussions with about what it's about.
Yeah.
But you will be like, I'm not going to watch that again.
I get that. There's sometimes once it's done, good.
Have we talked about The Bear? Do you watch The Bear?
Okay, I have not. It's on my list, especially since you brought it up. Like it moved up the list. I know they're doing their final season now.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's out. We've watched it.
That's the best time to start watching it, I think.
Oh,
now I can go all the way through.
100%. 100%. We're on our, Jackson and I are watching the whole series again through right now because we just finished the 5th season. So now we're going all the way back through. Do the season 2, episode 6. When you get there, bro. Oh, I mean, it's some of the, I can't even describe it to you, dude. It's so good.
I gotcha. But our beans, one of our beans wrote in, listened to all of the first batch. Second batch is about to come out. I want to get to this thought, and then Josh will tell you what has delayed the second batch, because now I got to start working on the third batch, because we're in the 4th. Okay.
Are you saying batch or bitch?
Batch. We roast in batches, Josh. Grow the fuck up, son.
Were you dropped on your kid as a head?
Not to even mention, we hung out this week and just at the kitchen table, and I had you on speaker, and the Zoom thing was going out, and you and my kid were roasting the shit out of me. But that's neither in there. Okay, so he said at the point that he messaged me this, John Devosite. You may have met him at DragonCon. Tall, energetic, skinny white dude. Shut up! I'm on the phone.
Okay.
Okay. He said anyway. He said I haven't made it through all the episodes, but a possible idea. Now, if you've done it already, tell me to shut up. Keep listening and keep listening to episodes. Thus far, you and Josh have made several references to freeze-dried instant coffee. You should do an episode where you have your pot of hot water and you both mix up a cup of various instant coffees following the label recommendation and live try them. And at that point, he hadn't got to the torture pour. But I said, well, we did it. We didn't quite do it in that way. Like, we didn't get actual instant off the shelf. You got something, but you didn't quite follow the instructions. You did like instant ice coffee. You picked the worst, dude.
Yeah, it was instant, but it was the iced version, which I didn't even know existed. But what did you do though?
I got the can that my kid has over here of like the knockoff Folgers from the shelf. That's not instant; it's still brew coffee.
Yeah.
but it was just bottom shelf coffee.
Gotcha. Okay. So what is he suggesting? We do that again?
That this should be part of our live show when we do our live shows at different places. But we get an actual jar of instant instant, real no BS instant.
Okay.
And follow the instructions on how to make it and make it exactly like it's telling us to make it, and then try it. And then try not to vomit on camera. I don't even think, with all the things in his life Johnny Knoxville has done, I don't think he would do that. He has his limits.
Yeah, that is pretty extreme. I mean, wow. Will they, whatever venue we're in, will they even allow that kind of crap?
I don't know. I think if they have a no pyro one, then they probably have a no instant coffee.
I mean, this is kind of like worse than Madonna having sex on stage. Like, they're going to be like, instant coffee, get the fuck out of here. You can't do that in our state, and we'll just be banned forever. Like when Ozzy pissed on the Alamo, they'll just kick us out. So,
and now nobody remembers Alamo. They just remember Ozzy.
Right, exactly. So people will remember us. Those were the instant coffee guys, and we'll be like, damn it, we got recognized for the wrong thing. Now people think we're the instant coffee guys.
All right. So he also follows up with, while listening, I started thinking, when was the last time I had instant coffee? I know I have, but it's just been a very long time. So is it as bad as we all imagine, or has it gotten better? There's no way to make it better. There's no way to make it better.
Dude, I don't know if you remember, but the stuff before you even make it, like if you smell it, it smells like a nursing home.
Right.
Like it has
I've been into a million of those.
It smells like chemicals and urine. And it's so bad. Like I only drank a sip because I was afraid of getting like botulism or something, like, or just some kind of amoeba brain eating disease that would just kill me. And I'm not about that. I'm not about that I'm sorry, Charles. I'm not about to have brain damage just for our podcast.
Because you definitely didn't get brain damage from me dropping your kid as a head.
Dude, that's a
so
story,
now
dude.
He shares a very personal story of child abuse and trauma here. Talking about instant coffee, part of my hesitance comes from the trauma of watching my father make and drink instant coffee. He would pour so much in that it would not fully dissolve and truly left a sludge at the bottom of the cup. Then he would leave the cup in the sink, and inevitably I would have to do the dishes. And I am so sorry. I always hate to hear stories of child abuse. Thank you for sharing, sir. That's just the worst.
That is, I'm not even going to comment on that because it's so sad and disappointing.
It is. Devo, we wish you'd been dropped on your kid as a head. That would have been better, sir. Yes, go. You weren't here for the first part of the show. God damn, you people come in late to the show and you want to get caught up. You should have been here when you had your tickets.
Yeah.
Damn.
Why? Can I ask you something real quick? This is like not part of the show, but my camera keeps breathing. Is there a reason? Is there a setting in your thing? It keeps like, I don't know why it keeps like focusing. I haven't moved.
It's because you're pretty and it wants to make sure it captures all the right angles.
I mean, it looks really good. I'm just
this is truly the American way. People.
Why
human way?
Getting darker.
You're on your camera on your computer because the sun moved behind the clouds, not coming off the big reflective metal roof that's hitting right through the window, and that's how lighting works, Josh.
You don't have lights? What?
That was the worst timing my wife had ever. Oh my God.
What was that?
That was not even intentional.
So
my wife went down the hallway, turned on the light. As you said that, then immediately turned it off to go into the room. She's just checking to see where the dog was.
She does lighting as good as she does coffee. She's like, we just need to flip a switch, right? That'll work for camera. That'll be good. Yeah. Is it the right temperature light? I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. That was funny. And hey, we want to hear from you. TheLittleBrownPill@gmail.com. Write us. Hit us up. We have a link tree with some socials. I mostly publish on the socials. I need to go check to see if there's some comments and messages. I'm the
Or
worst
just
on that
call
one.
our hotline at 1-800-BROWN-6969. We get messages. We'll catch those every day, guys. Don't be afraid to open up on there. Just keep it PG-13 and a half.
Yeah,
So-
watch your fucking language.
Well, watch the moaning. That gets really sickening. Like, we don't want to hear that.
Dude.
Like,
So
even
when
if
I
you
was-
like the coffee a lot, like, just calm down. Dude, so gross.
we actually can set up a voice line. I will do that right after the show.
Can you make it 1-800-BROWN-6969?
No, well, kind of, yes, kind of.
That sounds like
but-
the worst line ever. Like, you do not want to, like, if you were, you remember back in the 90s when we're like sitting up watching TV in the middle of the night and you get those commercials, dude, if all parents had to do to get us to stop watching those commercials would have been to put up a
Right.
fake one that said 1-800-BROWN-6969.
Yeah.
We would have stopped
That
watching
would've
the
been-
commercials.
And that reminds me, you ever seen My Blue Heaven, Steve Martin?
No.
He is a con artist and goes into witness protection, and he gets put in this little town, and he still has the itch to run cons, and Rick Moranis, I believe, is in it as well as an FBI agent.
Okay.
Rick Moranis is something official, like a police officer, FBI agent, or something. And he's asking him his social, and he's making it up. He goes, do. He goes, that he either says that's not enough numbers or that's too many numbers. He goes, oh, we'll take off the 4. Or add a 4. You know, he just read it and he goes, oh, okay. He just, because that's way too many numbers for a phone number, but that's hilarious.
What do you mean? But do you know how they used to do that though? When they had too many numbers, it's the whatever is left on the end just doesn't count.
Just doesn't ring through. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. And technically, the way it's a link, of course, for you to use on the not of course, but I won't tell you, is a link on a website. So any device with the microphone, which all our phones have now, you just go click the link and you can record your voice message and leave it. So we could literally make it speakpipe.com/1-800-BROWN-6969.
Also, don't do this, Charles. Don't make the hashtag for our show Little Brown P. Don't do that. Like, you shouldn't do that. Like,
All right.
worst hashtag maybe of all time. I would feel really bad if people were clicking on that shit, because it'd be like, what would come up? Like, I don't know,
Right.
dude. I don't know. I don't
Right.
want to do that.
We should find the most random, like call it Little BP, and we get the oil people clicking on our link. Yeah.
Okay, that's better. That one.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
we're gonna
See.
get sponsorships then. I like that.
I'm all about. Yeah, our tour is sponsored by British Petroleum because they didn't understand what the show was about.
Hey, you know they got that money, bro. You know they got it. So
And I'll go ahead and say, and we'll have serious business talks off the show, but on the surface, I will take anybody's money.
Dude,
now, that
we're
means I'm
getting-
going to say good things about anybody, but I will take your money. To me, it's the old adage of the Baptist joke of small Baptist church, preachers always railing against sin and this and that, and there's a casino in town, and the casino owner, every time he came and sat right up front on the front pew, and he's there, and he makes this big show putting like $10,000, stack of $10,000 in the plate every week or whatever, and some deacon comes up and was like, how dare you take his money? And the preacher says, well, I figured Satan had it long enough, it's time for God to do something with it.
hey,
Not a
Listen,
good joke, but
I
it's a
think-
decent motto for life.
I think we should go hardcore for Taco Bell. We should. That's who we should
Yes.
go. But the only
And they
thing
have
is,
coffee products.
they don't have any coffee.
They do. It's not coffee. We'd have to be honest with
What do you mean they have coffee? Whoa.
They have brown colored coffee flavored water there. They have something that they say is covfefe adjacent.
Wait, have you had their breakfast ever?
No, I don't like breakfast very much. And so when I do eat it, it
okay.
has to be high-end breakfast. I don't do any fast food breakfast, except the biscuit every once in a while.
Wow, you don't like breakfast? You don't like eggs?
I mean, they're okay. I mean, I do. Okay, so I've definitely grown up doing all that. You remember Shoney's? Do you remember
Yeah.
Shoney's, my
Yeah,
friend?
yeah.
I used to love when my grandparents would take me to the Shoney's buffet for breakfast, and you get those poured out of a carton runny eggs, that were all masterfully scrambled. I grew up with all that, and yeah, I did love it. But then there was an incident. I went to Denny's, the first and last time I've ever been to Denny's. I will never go again. And I went to Denny's and had what was their famous one?
Grand Slam?
Santa Fe or something. It wasn't that one. Some famous omelet they have. I don't remember. But
Moons Over Miami?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
And I ate it, and instantly my body, because I'm not going to accuse him of food poisoning. Plus, scientifically, food poisoning takes a few hours before it kicks in, all this other stuff. So I never got tested. So allegedly, all I can say is my body rejected that meal. And I couldn't get comfortable. I was sick to my stomach all night. And I was in another town. I ended up just getting up off this guy's couch. We'd gone and done a live show. It's one of these bootleg shows where we'd gone and done a live radio show in my friend's town. And I was sleeping on his couch. And so I just left a note, said, hey, thanks for hospitality. I got to go. And I got back in the car and drove 4 hours home to finally void my body of the poison and get some sleep. So after that, eggs have been kind of iffy. Love Waffle House omelets, so I'll get those once or twice a year.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't have a gallbladder, so real bacon, I'll eat little portions of it, but I really do like turkey bacon. It's not the same. Everyone's like, no, what? I don't know who's trying to tell you turkey bacon is the same, because they are trying to lie to you. I'm not trying to tell you that. I'm saying I like turkey bacon because I can get some of the same effects from it, different taste, which I like turkey, so different. But it doesn't hurt me either. It doesn't give me heartburn. It doesn't make me sick. Those kind of things. So no, I don't do fast food breakfasts, other than I do love a good Bojangles Cajun chicken biscuit. I like a good Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit. That's about it.
I can't do chicken for breakfast. Like I'll do.
Okay.
I like. That's probably the only thing I like from McDonald's.
So you want the aborted fetuses of chicken for breakfast?
Sure. Yeah, if that's what you want to call it, but like that'd be weird. But sure. Yeah. Sure. If that's what you want to call it. My favorite thing now, though, is I like to make breakfast at home with what'd you call it? An aborted chicken fetus.
Chicken fetus.
Because that's what we're doing here now in Little Brown Pill.
Just making shit up.
But I'll do like 3 eggs in a blender with cottage cheese, bro.
Oh, fuck off!
No. Listen, you've had it before.
on.
You've had it before. You just don't know it. But it makes the best scrambled eggs ever. You don't taste the cottage cheese.
If I've ever had it before, I didn't know it.
Well, yeah, because you can't taste it. It just makes the eggs taste like butter. It's awesome. Best thing ever. But you've got to blend it. Yeah. You've got to blend it to the point where obviously all of the remnants are gone, or you'll just probably puke.
I can't do the dairy product cottage cheese. It's just not subtle joke.
I'm the only one at my house that eats cottage cheese, and I like it. I don't know why. I really don't know why.
Nobody here eats it, just whatever. And I have a big thing with textures. Like I grew up eating bananas, can't do it anymore. Just and even then with the bananas and apples, it has to be a certain texture. If it gets to a certain point, I can't do it. I can't. But what ruined bananas for me was, for the longest time, in every public bathroom, every place you ever went to, in a lot of people's houses, soap was banana scented, and it wasn't banana scented. It was this fake thing that was supposed to maybe kind of remind you of banana, like the old scratch and sniffs from the 80s, that I guess that's a banana. And I just can't do it. I don't. I will eat a good banana bread, but that's about it now. But if I do breakfast, it has to be homemade most of the time. My wife makes a good breakfast sandwich with sausage and some egg and cheese on a bagel or whatever. When we go gambling in Biloxi, we always go to the Beau Rivage, to the it's their cafe. I can't remember what it is right now, but they have a buffet. We don't do the buffet, but they have a cafe that we go to that, man, they have the best fresh fruit plate and some fresh grits, and they have good coffee. And I don't remember what my wife gets. She gets something chicken. She always likes chicken.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, bougie breakfast for me.
Hey,
all day.
Bougie breakfast is good.
Now I wanted to try something new. Now I did. By the way, I did go look because we had a lot of fun with old commercials in the first batch and some of the second batch.
Yeah.
But I think we've run them out because it's kind of the same thing over and over again of just sexist commercials. I tried because we love the 90s. We remember them fondly and like, give me 90s commercials. They weren't as good. The only one we got was the Folgers one, and we did that one. We might have capstoned the commercials. So I was like, let me try something different.
Okay.
Let's do a fun coffee themed game. I want to see, this one might come to you a little obvious, but I thought I'd start with an easy one and see if this segment works.
Okay.
And
Hit me.
Coffee Made the Movie. I think we might talk in the segment we've always had called Coffee Made the Movie. You need to guess the movie. A guy wakes up with the world's worst case of haven't had my coffee yet, except he's forgotten his name, his job, and why he's alone in this coffee shop. After enough mental caffeine kicks in, he realizes he's basically been sent on the ultimate coffee run.
Oh.
And he's got to figure out how to get it to his people.
Seriously, Charles?
Permanently. Huh?
Seriously, Charles? I know what this is. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm trying with these ones. Let me finish it out.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's got to get it before to close the business. Along the way, he accidentally becomes best friends with the universe's most enthusiastic barista, who also has a vested interest barista. I say it like the Spanish Barcelona
Barista.
who also I lisp every once in a while, but who also has a vested interest in keeping the cosmic coffee maker running.
Project Hail Mary.
And yeah, there you go.
Good.
That was a harder one to disguise. But I was like, let's see if it even works. If it's even fun.
Do you have any more? I want to hear another one. That was because I feel like that's so fresh in the mind.
Yeah.
It's fresh.
Let me
Get it?
see.
Fresh coffee.
Fresh roasted in the mind.
Fresh roasted coffee.
I'm going to actually work on writing these myself, but I'm kind of generating with prompts this one.
Oh, I don't.
I'm generating this one with a prompt. A coffee-deprived waitress discovers the future of humanity depends on her surviving the world's most aggressive customer service complaint. A guy who looks like he hasn't slept since switching to decaf shows up from the future, warning her that a walking espresso machine and a leather jacket has been sent back in time to cancel her family line. What follows is a desperate race against a robot whose idea of a coffee break is reloading ammunition.
That would be Terminator 1?
Yeah, that would be Terminator 1.
Okay. Got it.
Oh, man. Okay. We're going to talk about something goofy, and then we forgot to catch up on something you actually texted me about. So we're going to do that before we get out of here. I watched The Anaconda last night with Jack Black, Paul Rudd.
Okay.
And, of course, in the 90s, I watched Anaconda and loved it.
Okay.
Right? It's just a cheap. I love monster movies. I'll tell you that right now. I don't do horror movies. They're stupid. I don't care who you are. You cannot. You can enjoy them, but you can't argue. My brain is too literal. They break the rules themselves in the horror movies all the time. I can't do it. I hate it.
Yeah.
The monster movies I enjoy, and so I loved Anaconda, and I loved the premise of them spiritually rebooting it and making it this thing, but it turns out to be real. Mm-hmm. And it's a Jack Black film and Paul Rudd. So it's a silly comedy there's actually a few parts that I just kind of skipped a little bit through because there's those bits where if you do it long enough, it gets stale and then comes right back up. It was just too much every once in a while. But I thought it was hilarious. I'm not going to recommend it to anybody, honestly. But I enjoyed watching that film. My wife played the video game while I watched that film last night.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah, we saw it in theaters. I thought it was decent. There was a couple parts. It had a lot of funny parts. I just, I never saw the original, so I wonder if if you need to see it, but also I don't know if you need to see the original or not. But I knew the original was serious. Yeah. And so I feel like when the studio was like, let's remake Anaconda, and then they had this idea to do this kind of meta thing, I thought it was pretty interesting. And I also like that Steve Zahn was in it. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. He's so good. One of my favorite movies. I kind of feel like
he just kind of played himself. I don't know that he's had an addiction problem, but I kind of feel like he's kind of maybe maybe pulled on some reality there.
I don't think so, but have you ever seen Saving Silverman?
Long time ago.
Dude, Jack Black, Steve Zahn, Jason Briggs, that movie is peak. And if you can find, I think on Prime, it's the extended version. It's really funny. It's a real Jack Black and Steve Zahn. It's like right in that wheelhouse of like early 2000s, like late 90s, where Jack Black is just on the come up and he's just funny in everything he's in. It's really good. I would definitely recommend that. Steve Zahn, I've always loved. I mean, since That Thing You Do.
Yeah.
I love That Thing You Do. That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. I don't remember where, that might have been the first time I saw him, but there was a period of time, if his name was there, I was watching the film. I guess that period of time passed because it doesn't seem like he's done a whole lot in the last decade or so.
He has. It's just probably like he's done a lot of kids stuff. So unless you had younger kids, like he did Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, I didn't see that. My kids did watch it, but they were old enough to watch it without me.
Yeah, he was the dad, and he was really he was a perfect for that kind of dad role.
He is the Pixar actor. Okay, and I mean this in this way of like Toy Story 5. My wife's seen it. I haven't got to see it yet. I know you've seen it.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, Toy Story 1. What I loved about it was very kid-oriented, directed, but here's this overlay or subtext sometimes of adult humor that if you know, you know, and it was great. I could see Steve being that for sure. Like being very kid-friendly, and the family was like, oh, he's such a good kid dad. But us watching and go, oh no, we get that joke. That's hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's good.
All right. So you might not need it. This interesting because the meta and the meta of it all worked. Whether you saw the first one or not, and for me it worked even more, especially with Ice Cube showing up at the end.
Yeah.
And what did he say? What are you looking for? Soderbergh or whatever he said? I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
There was always some references back, but yeah, you definitely. And then of course there's a after credit or a mid credit stinger. Did you see that?
Probably. I just don't remember.
But J Lo shows up at his house as J Lo.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. That was still a bit much, but it was like, okay, that's funny. But yeah, it was fun. X-Men 97 season 2.
Okay.
Otherwise known as X-Force 97 now.
Well, the second episode was
X-Force. Second episode was.
Did you watch those 3?
Oh my god. Yeah, I watched. Has the fourth one dropped? I know I've watched 3 for sure.
3, yep. Yeah, there's 3, yep.
Yeah.
Oh no, the fourth one dropped. Oh, you haven't seen the fourth one?
I don't. Let me go look at Disney Plus right now.
Oh, you would know if you did.
Things at times get a little. I consume so much media, and then whatever. I things get blurry. I tend to go and remind myself.
Okay.
Nope. I have not watched. No, I have not watched 4 yet.
Okay, but what I wanted to say about this, and I don't know if Marvel did this on purpose, but you just had Supergirl come out, and you've got all these. You've got both sides. One saying, this wasn't a good female character, bad writing, the whole plot with the human trafficking, was very serious, but they didn't take it serious enough. So in that second episode where Jubilee was featured, dude, you literally have a great female character, well written. There was the whole thing about all the kidnappings where she saved them. There was the needle drop, which was a way better song, a punk rock song while she did the whole battle. It was almost like a 1-for-1 between Supergirl and Jubilee just crushed her, proving that, of course, you can have a good female character. I'm so sick of the people saying if you don't like it, you just don't want females on screen. Go watch Jubilee in that episode. That was epic. And I just don't think they did it on purpose, but it almost seemed like they did.
Oh, you mean to go against Super? Yeah.
Yeah, because it almost seemed like the exact same thing.
I think the timing of the release was done on purpose. So let's take some wind out of their sails and get the world prep for Spider-Man coming. Get you thinking Marvel. Spider-Man's coming a few weeks later, and then we got some more movies coming and other things.
I can't wait till you watch episode 4 because they are just willing to do. I mean, obviously, in a live
my
action,
God.
they're not willing to do a lot of the things that they do in here, but they need to start because it's so much better.
Okay, I will tell you from the first season, the opening 5 minutes wasn't just nostalgia. Like, it definitely took me back. It was, oh my God, you absolutely are doing it for today's mentality. And for me today, that's whatever many years older I am than when I watched X-Men '95, which I wouldn't call that back then, but
Right.
you know, roughly. And man, just that insane opening battle, and then goes into the logo or the pre-roll, whatever, the intro. I like had a little tear coming down my eyes, like, oh my God. And then, not to ruin it for anybody, but permadeath, dude. Are you serious with this shit? Are you serious? You took a good character, made him great, and now you made his death fucking count after all the MCU years of not having death mean a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't trust you anymore, Marvel. You're gonna Old Yeller are my favorite characters, and it breaks my heart.
You know, I agree, but also it's like when that stuff happens, like in shows that are willing to kill off main characters, it's always better because that's more realistic. Especially when they're fighting these battles against, like, God knows what. Somebody's gonna die. It's just gonna happen. I just like it more.
I will say finally, and people will probably argue with me because it's the internet and people love to argue. Come at me, bro. They finally made Jubilee a viable character. In the original series, she was such a throwaway cash grab of, we got to get a teenager and we have to have diversity, and they did not do her service. And and I may be wrong on this one.
Yeah.
But to my understanding, I think they invented Jubilee for that animation in '95. Like, she wasn't in the comics before, but I may be wrong. But that's the vagueness I have of it. But even if that's not true, the character was trash. She just sparkles and just always save and just. But they've really upped the game with Solar Flare. I think it's Sunburst.
Sunspot.
I can't remember. Sunspot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sunspot.
The thing I really liked too with that episode where she has her big moment is when they leave her there. Sunspot's all afraid, like, you can't leave her there. You got to go back. And like Cable, which is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah.
Cable's like, she can handle herself. And it actually happens a couple of times, basically saying, dude, just because she's a girl, she's going to be fine, bro. And she takes care of business. She is. Oh, yeah.
She's honestly better. See, he relies on the protection of his power. Yeah. And she relies on her ability to fight with her power. Mm-hmm. And in the third episode, they did a kind of a cannonball run, their own version of fastball. You know, originally fastball was Hulk throwing Wolverine. Mm-hmm. Then it became not Havoc. It doesn't matter. Speedball, speed somebody. It doesn't matter. There's other versions of it, but they did their own version here with Sunspot and her. That in the third episode, that I was like, and that's what we're talking about. Like, he's still worried. He's still relying on his powers. She's like, just when I tell you, do the thing.
Yep.
And she kicks some ass, and it was. Good. She's very strong, very smart. It's almost like, I'll give them this. It's almost like they just aged her up. Yeah. Right? Okay, she started off weak, and I don't know, but now she's had training. It doesn't make sense to keep her back in the save me era. Yeah. So, dude, the animation, oh my God, the animation is so good. Yep. The story writing is like, here's what I hate about X-Men '97. Why can't everything else be this good? Right, Marvel, why can't everything else you do be this good?
You sound like Calvin. Because Calvin,
me and Calvin definitely have some spirit animals that are in line.
He has loved this show, and I really liked the first half of season 1, and then I liked everything else a little bit, but the beginning of this season 2 has been like, oh my gosh! And you got to watch if you get time. Whenever I can't wait to hear what you think about the 4th episode, because I was. Yeah. This is me after the 4th episode.
Okay.
Like, I was like, they're willing to go, dude. They're willing to go there. Like, you wouldn't believe. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy crap. And there was a part where I thought it was going to be corny. Mm-hmm. We could talk about it after. And then when they brought it back around, I'm like, oh, it's not corny. Oh my God, it's not corny. Like, so good. I loved it. So watch that soon.
Now, my favorite characters in this series is similar to yours, but not the same. Can you guess who my favorite character is?
Bishop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just from that first episode of X-Men 95 when he comes from around the tree, he's got the big M scar on his eye, and they just locked. And then they wrote his character the best throughout the first. And I love Bishop.
I don't remember.
I like how they're doing him in this one too. I think they're treating him. I think they've rounded his character out better in this series as well.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say that I remember reading the comics, but I don't remember them that well. I remember having them, especially Cable. Yeah. Weren't Cable and Bishop like big kind of partners in the books?
It was that love-hate thing. Have you ever seen, it's a newer movie, The Wolf with Brad Pitt and Clooney?
No.
I think it's called The Wolf or something like Wolf. It's similar. Yes, it's an off and on love-hate relationship of there's times when they're working together, there's times where Bishop's trying to hunt him down. There's different iterations of Cable depending on how they screw with the future and the past and everything else, right?
Yeah.
What did you think of Deadpool 2 Cable?
No.
Fair enough.
Josh Brolin as Cable, he's not big enough. Like I want
physically big enough.
Yeah, I want that. I know what's the artist's name who
Liefeld?
Yeah. So you know how his characters were always, he was known for making them really like odd and weird. Yeah. You needed something like that. He almost needed to be CG kind of a thing because he looked normal, but he looked like big and out of proportion normal, and I just always thought that was cool. So when I saw Josh Brolin as him, I was like, no, what are you doing?
Same with Jugs. I didn't think they did the best version of Juggernaut that I've seen on screen, but it still wasn't.
Yeah, I get you.
My Juggernaut.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think of the guy's name who is all metal. I've always...
Colossus.
I think they've done a good job with him on screen, but because they've done all CG, it works. So Cable should have been something different. I mean, you did Josh Brolin as Thanos, and you had to use CG, obviously, because he's huge.
But at the time, Deadpool was Fox and didn't get the same budget.
There you go. Well, that's why then.
I always like to do the actually. You got to remember business contracts. Because why wasn't it as good? Because Marvel didn't own it. That's why. I mean, technically they licensed it, but that means they had to allow them to do what they wanted with it. That's why we got the Craptastic 4. Fan4tastic is like because they didn't want to lose the rights. So they just put out this really horrible. When I heard Doom was going to be a blogger, whatever, reviewer, influencer, I was like, "Are you?" I still watched the movie because I like the actors.
Yeah,
it was the worst, but not the worst Miles Teller movie he's ever done.
What did you think of the newer Fantastic Four then?
Here's what. So okay.
Because that's what I thought you were just talking about. The way you were describing it.
No.
I thought that was crap.
Fantastic is, I will always, how remember 9/11, remember the tragedy of Fan4tastic. When you think this movie Marvel did is bad, wait a minute, let me hold up the actual tragedy that happened and then compare it.
Okay.
So I got into comics because of Fantastic Four. I had a friend of mine that I would hang out with when I was 15, 16 years old, and he had the stacks of used comics, and we just sit and read for hours. And so I just go through all these series that were set in kind of the same era at the time of what I was reading, of what that movie was. And what I liked about it was that nostalgia. And it finally, to me, was the first Fantastic Four movie that actually told a story that the characters somewhat mattered. Now, did they rush it to try to get this? We got to save the Phase 5 storyline and get to this Phase 4, whatever phase we're in with Marvel. Yes, they absolutely rushed it. But was it a decent representation of Galactus? I thought it was the best Galactus I've seen on screen. and it was the best representation of the family on screen. But as a story, I mean, it was okay. Yes, Sue Storm is one of the most powerful people in the world, especially when she was pregnant with Franklin. But the way they did that was like, and no, I know you're not going to let her die. I know you're not going to let her die. Yep. But just to have little Tyler Franklin come or whatever it was, just come on, man. I don't remember what it was, but coming out of the theater, I did a Calvin or Jack, whoever came up with the fix for Supergirl. I came up with a fix for that. It's like if you just did this and this, done. But I thought Ben Grimm was treated well. Like the treatment, the writing of Grimm was well. Johnny Storm was more like the comics and less like Captain America's version, Chris
Chris Evans.
But otherwise, it really, truthfully, was a contractual. Hey, we got it. We need to get this to this thing. We got to wedge it into the phase now because we got the contract situated. And I hope they take a weak start and really build better on it.
Okay. Yeah, what do
you think of it?
Exact same thing you said, because. Okay. But also, the one thing that was my biggest problem with the whole movie is the CG baby. Like, there was no need for that. Oh, my God,
and the ending? The end, not the climax ending, but the end, where it almost became this 70s sitcom.
Yeah.
3 men and a baby kind of, oh, my. Yeah. No! You don't get to the Illuminati from a bumbling dad who doesn't know how to do a car seat. Sorry. And I want the Illuminati. I want the Illuminati so bad. So bad.
Yeah,
done right though.
I was not a fan of that movie, but it was better than any other Fantastic Four I've seen so far. They just can't seem to land the plane. But I'm hopeful for Doom. I'm hopeful for Doom because did you know this? They are releasing Endgame in theaters again sometime in September with new footage that will help it connect straight to Doom. So I think what they are doing is they are wiping out the entire last phase, and they're going back to Endgame, and Endgame's going to go right into Doom.
Okay. I would everything they've done in this phase has been bad, but it's been listless.
It's
aimless.
Not been all bad. You're right, but it has not been like the other phase where you were you were anticipating, and you were even going to movies just because you knew you needed a little bit of information in that to get to the next one, like Captain Marvel. Everyone saw Captain Marvel, even though it was crap, but you wanted to know.
They just wrote it poorly.
Yeah.
It was. I haven't. When I say enjoyed, my bar is did I have fun?
Yeah.
Now I will. That's not a rating system. That's not a. Was the story good? I've had fun at all the Marvel movies, but when they were building so well with Loki and Jonathan Majors as
Kang.
The man, and it was going so well, and he's such a good actor, and then he got into a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
That, to my knowledge, and take it with a grain of salt, but to my knowledge, he ultimately got acquitted of and was found that he wasn't doing whatever they was accused of. But because it was this, and I hate using even the term cancel culture, but it's this loudness that the internet and everybody would just, in corporations, instantly react to any type of bad news. Like, sometimes we need to go back to the 80s. The 80s were not great, but if an actor got, Notting Hill, Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant got arrested for having a trainee prostitute in his car in the 90s, and then a year later he's doing another fun little film. You just let it die down, and that's all I mean by going back to that. Now, I don't remember what Jonathan Majors was accused of, but you just take a step back, put it on pause.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens with the court case. Let's let the public cry down, because we don't live in cancel culture anymore. Not like it was. It was like instant. Like James Gunn, a tweet from 8 years ago, at the time it was 8 years ago, came out about a bad joke that he'd already apologized for. And then Disney cut him, and then he went to work for DC and made Suicide Squad, and Disney went, wait, everybody's calm down, please come back, make Guardians 3, man, come on, come back. And so that's what I think happened, is they just knee-jerked, killed the storyline that we were going to, Kang the Conqueror is such a good storyline, and they were doing good. And then they threw it. And now what? Now what do? We don't have Kang anymore to build to, and we haven't been building the Doom. How do we do? Yeah.
I think what killed Jonathan Majors more was he didn't get convicted, but I think that's because the woman dropped the charges.
And that's bad if that happened, and I hope it's not true.
But the worst thing, it's definitely true. But the worst thing about, because they have the videotape, they have, they also, the other thing that, and this is worse, so this wasn't technically abuse, but this is why I think he should never be in anything ever again, in my opinion. I'll die on this hill because of what he said to his, at the time, woman or wife. I don't know what she was to him.
Right.
But he was talking to her like she was a peon, and he was saying things like, I'm the next Martin Luther King. People need to bow down and worship me because of who I am and what I've done for this culture. That's not worse than abuse, but it's right up there because, dude, if we do give this guy power, you're just basically showing me what you're going to do with it and who you think you are because of this power, and you cannot handle fame at all. Most people can't because humans aren't meant to be famous, but he is like, I've never heard anything like it, dude. And that to me was more damning than any kind of conviction. And I think that's why they kind of took him out of the whole thing. And it got stupid for me in Quantumanium.
Sorry, go.
Quantumanium, where Ant-Man beat Kang.
But it was a different version in a different way. I didn't like the whole electricity thing, but they twisted a little bit. But it was they need what they needed. They could have fixed it, but they needed that to happen for all the other kings to go, wait a minute, we felt basically their version of disturbance in the Force. And here's the sad thing, and I agree with you, because I always grain of salt. Like I followed some of the story, but then I moved on with my life. Yeah. This is why actors have always had handlers, always had people to keep them out of trouble as best they can.
PR.
And then you have the PR to spin things. And no, I don't think we should let monsters run around. But dude, that's where a grain of truth comes in, of like, hey, Jonathan, you were set to be possibly one of the next Denzel, maybe even one of the next iconic African-American actors. Take the African-American out. You were actually set to be one of the next iconic actors of our generation, but you let that go to your head. And because he is good. He is, everything I've seen him in, he is really good.
He's very good
at what he does.
Yep.
But you got the wrong kind of crazy. Crazy can make for the most genius people in the world, but you got the wrong kind of crazy.
I really liked him in Loki.
Yeah.
I thought he did really great in there. Also, spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2. You had enough time. Spoiler alert. I'm going to say it now. Kang shows up in X-Men 97.
Yeah.
So
was it him voicing the character or no?
Oh, wait, I might have just spoiled that for you. Shit.
Hey, he showed up in the
actually
as well.
The character's already there, but then you're gonna see him
That's how I learned about Kang. He showed up in X-Men 95 for a storyline.
You're gonna see him in Kang form, and I think in this next episode. Okay. But anyways, all right. So there you go. Shit.
Mm-hmm. We understand who the real professional on the show is. That's okay.
Yeah, I give away spoilers. I'm sorry. It's just like when I drink coffee, all of my brown spills out easily. It also spills out all my secrets.
Look, this is a free-form, safe space for everybody.
Oh, it was free-form.
It's almost like AA. There's some things that you don't go and share about other people's stories. And here we're going to talk about whatever we want, however we want, and apologies. And I have to live with that. You might spoil some stuff for me. You know, and that's okay.
I did. I watch a lot of stuff.
But yeah, so I guess on that note,
that brown note,
good sesh, good little brown sesh,
good little roast sesh. Make sure you listen to it within 2 weeks, or it's going to be stale.
It won't even be published within 2 weeks.
Cut that part out. Don't say that.
No, it's hilarious.
This was yesterday. We roasted this yesterday.
Hey, no matter when you hear it, it's fresh for you. Oh, no, that's a good podcast.